Good morning. So it's Operation Plant Out today. I've done a lot already that I want to update you on in a bit, but today I'm getting everything out of the polytunnel. The tomatoes are definitely going in, the marigolds, the basil, all of that, chilies, peppers, cucumbers, it's all getting planted up in there today. There's no more excuses, there's no more I need to get something else done. This has been pretty much planted up over there now ish, but this is the main priority today. But let me show you what I got up to yesterday. So as you just seen, I've made this bed now that is a bit shorter. It's a bit shorter because we've got the tap here, but I am going to put a little plant or something there with some flowers in, maybe some marigolds or nasturtiums or something. But look at these now, the cabbages, they're all looking great. I still haven't mulched this bed over here yet, but I'm going to do that today. Beans are looking great, they're climbing up the poles. Now look, all the swede. The swede now are bedding in really well. There's a few dead leaves on there that I'm going to take off. I'm going to bark these paths today as well. I'm going to show you my list in a sec. And then, as you just seen on the video, I've created this. Another bed number 6. And these have got the collies and the broccolis in it, the calabrese. So I've put 6 in of each, but let me show you what else I've done. I've put some corn in, and I've laid this down on here. It's just more temporary. Next year then I'll have proper beds for it, but we need to get the plants out. I put some corn in. I only had 8, which is annoying because I wanted 9. But I've managed to do it as best as I can. I'm going to put another 2 beds in here, maybe today or at some point. So I've measured all out equally so that there is enough for another 2 beds. They probably won't be raised beds like this. I think I'm just going to put cardboard down and then put a pile of compost on top and then just use them just as, you know, basic no-dig beds, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. So I also want to show you my veg trug as well and my herb trug as well. So all the herbs are all planted out now in there. I'm looking forward to that. It'll probably take a bit of time to establish, but in the veg trug, I've got in there a mixture of lettuces, spring onions, bush beans, chilies, peppers, 3 swede, I had them spare. And yeah, so that's all planted up now. So I'll give you updates on that as well. So it's looking absolutely great. And I also got my pond area that I need to do now as well. So there's jobs over there, jobs on this plot, jobs on the other plot. And also I'm having a new kitchen put in as well. So I need to decorate that as well. What am I doing? So I showed this last week and it's desperate to go out. All the tomatoes, all the flowers, now they're desperate to go out. The bees are coming in here just to get the pollen. But yeah, it all needs to come out now. Today is definitely the day. So a friend from work is actually on his way over. He's going to bring up some patio slabs, which would be great because I can use them on the new plot. So yeah, he's going to drop them up. Probably use them to extend one of the paths. But there's loads going on today, loads. So before Gary arrives, let's get some jobs done. So I've been weeding some of the beds, ready to put some of the straw flowers out. And this is that colt's foot I talk about all the time. It's a nightmare, guys, in the path. As you can see it, see these huge leaves here, they're like pumpkin-sized leaves. You just got to keep pulling them up and hopefully they'll knock themselves back a bit. But they come up everywhere and you see them in between the nasturtiums there. But if not, they smother the plant. So every now and again, I just pull them all up. But they are going back, you know, slowly. Gary's been up and brought the slabs up, like 14 slabs. And do you know what? They look pretty brand new. So I'm happy about those. There's another issue. It's something I've been putting off for a couple of weeks and I've seen it getting worse and worse and worse. And I've got a sticky willy problem. Now, can you believe this is all from one plant? Now, over by here, I just dig it up. This is all one plant. Can you believe that? And there's nothing worse than having a sticky willy. So moving on. So I kind of disturbed all the little seedlings that are in here. I'm going to give it a little mulch or some compost. I put up here as well some purple emperor nasturtiums. Now, if you're bored of the orange ones, these ones are beautiful. They're absolutely beautiful. They're in a lovely crimson red colour. So I've got those and they're going to cascade over this bed. So yeah, let's sort this out. Now this bed eventually will be moved, I think. It's just at the back of the plot. It just doesn't get much sun, and as much as I keep filling it up, look, it's dropped down so much this year, and I love the bed. It's a beautiful, lovely, tall bed, and it's huge, but I think it could benefit going somewhere else. And I'm even considering cutting it in half and having 2 shorter beds, and then they'd be perfect then for like brassicas and things like that. But we'll use it this year again for just, it's the overflow bed. You know, it's at the back of the plot. Anything I got spare goes in here, but right, let's get that done. So I've popped some more nasturtiums in, some petunias. Hopefully the slugs won't have them. And also mulched it with some nice manure. So I'll plant this up now as well at some point today. But yeah, so far so good. I'm not even joking you, the list of jobs I've got. I'll pop them here now, and this is one that I've already thought of that needs to be done. I'll take a few of them off because I've done some of them already, but it's a list and a half. But let's plod on. So I've cut back the St. John's wort bush that was here. It was just too big, and every year it encroaches onto this bed. And as you can see, it covered this water feature up as well, the bird bath. So I'm going to clean that up as well today. But it was just, you know, you couldn't see it, and now it's just got all gunky. So I need to trim it back a bit because I want to plant up in here all the straw flowers today. So I've started putting one in already. But yeah, I'm hoping that this will give it a nice flush of straw flower flurry. Now, I'm not sure if you've actually planted straw flowers before, but they're an actual unusual flower. Like, they're paper-like once you harvest them for in decoration, but I just like them in one of the beds. I fell in love with them a few years ago, and they've been a staple in my garden ever since. Now, to the side here, we've got my honker black dahlias, which I didn't overwinter. I just mulched them outside, and they've done well, and they've come back. And also behind, the calla lilies, the tiger calla lilies have come back as well. So it's good news to think that I left some in and they survived, and the ones that I actually overwintered didn't. So it just goes to show sometimes you can over-mother them. So I was keeping some bark spare in some sacks down on the grapevine plot, the old plot. I'm going to pop down now, get those, and then at least I can mulch some of the paths in between the beds on the new plot. Let's go. I am pleased to finally announce that the tomatoes are going. Finally. I've managed to get most of the crops and most of the flowers out now, and the rest of them are hardening off outside. But let's crack on.
As a young girl, the fields were mine. We played hide and seek for hours, raised our shadows among the pines. So offshore, playful and free, without a care in the world. I was one rich little girl, daydreamer, kidnap me, take me back, all the way back to them days, running around in a gown and a crown, barefoot. No mistake ever kept me late. We spent summers catching fireflies and winters on our skates. One big smile across my face. We used to dance our way to church on Sundays. Mama set the pace. Daydreamer, kidnap me.
Now, I'm not sure what's happened to my sprouts because I sowed these ages ago and they're brilliant sprouts apparently. They're not so brilliant. So I did give some to Linda as well, and she's grown quite a lot now. So I think she's going to pop up in a minute and she's going to give me some sprouts that I gave her as well. So hopefully they've done a little bit better than this. Oh, look who it is, it's Linda. She brought me some presents.
I brought you some sprouts that you gave me and I'm giving them back to you.
Lovely.
I got loads of sprouts, Danny. You can have these.
Oh, thank you. So Linda popped over with the sprouts. I'm going to show you now the difference between the ones that I potted on and the ones that Linda potted on. And God, she's a good gardener, isn't she? Well, that's much better. And I don't understand because look, brilliant sprouts, brilliant sprouts. They're both grown at the same time. I give these to Linda and same compost as well. And these have done a lot better. So it's a bit strange. So yeah, at least I've got a couple now. That's all that matters. So all the tomatoes are in this side now. I've got a mixture. I think I'll do another video about all the tomato varieties I'm going to do. But I've also put a mixture of different colour marigolds. There's some French ones in there. There's also ones in there called Mr. Majestic, which look beautiful. And then all the tomatoes. Now I've left a gap. There's more gap over this side than over here. Now I probably put too many tomatoes in like usual. But the reason is because I put the sweet potato in here as well. So I wanted to have a little bit extra space because I'm sure that's going to be all over this bed at some point. But yeah, next job in the next couple of days is these leeks. Now every year I do this. I put them in the greenhouse or the polytunnel, direct sow them. And look at them now, they're lovely. I'll just dig these up now and I'll plant them into one of the beds. And they'll be there then. And I should have lovely leeks in winter. Now I've still got all these spares. Some of these aren't spares, they're by pumpkins as well, but we're going through the jobs. We're ticking them off slowly. Now my list is looking a little bit better. It's been ticked off quite a few, so I'm going to carry on a little bit more. The sun is going down, but we've still got more time in the day. Let's crack on. Now a few weeks ago I showed you this product by Envy. They're called Water Butt Clear, and it also is a plant food as well. So if you add a couple of these into your water barrel, not only will you water, you'll be feeding the plants, but also keeps it nice and clear as well. Well, because I show these, thank you so much, Envy. They've seen that I'd actually mentioned those in the video a couple of weeks ago, and there was no intention of that. And I also have bought this one as well. This one's called Feed and Protect. Now I bought this because it's got micronutrients to help plants grow and acts highly effective against slugs and snails. Now apparently, if you water this on, apparently the slugs don't like the taste of it on the soil. So I'm going to give that a go. But thanks so much, Envy. I bought those, but thank you so much, Envy. They've also sent me these in the post to try. They've sent me an all grow for the plants and also a tomato feed as well called Maximato. So I'm going to give these a try in the polytunnel on the tomatoes and this on the plants. Now if you have been planting out and you know it's the spring sowings that you've done, make sure now you're feeding your plants. They haven't got all the nutrients that they did have when you first planted them in that compost. If you have been feeding your plants, great. If you haven't, you've started seeing the foliage going a little bit like a lime green colour or yellow. It probably needs a nitrogen boost now, so give your plants a good boost. So I'm going to try this one as well on the plot. So thank you so much, Envy, for sending these over. I'll pop a link in the description. But yeah, I'm going to have a go at these this year. Yeah, so like I mentioned, I bought these ones, and yeah, it looks like this might be another problem solver. Now, I did nematode all the beds, and I get comments saying, how come there's no bites on your lettuce and on your cabbage and things? It probably will happen at some point, but I did nematode a lot of the allotment plots. I haven't on the other one, so this is why I've got this. I bought this one because I figured nematode is too late now in the summer. You know, it's coming up the summer now, and I like to do nematodes in springtime. So my next resource is this. I'm going to give this a go, and I'll get back to you and see if this works. Fingers crossed. Now there is some mess on the allotment now, some bags, some pots, some weeds. I've been weeding this bed as well, so there's piles of things here. But overall, we're going okay. I'm on the new plot now. I'm going to move these slabs, I think, further back. And yeah, this bed here, I haven't decided yet. I think I'm going to do some more brassicas in there. And then down here, my next plan is, so I think I'm going to plant the dahlias, cut holes into this, plant the dahlias in there. So it'll be a nice floral wall across there in summer. This, I'm going to do a bit of a Charles Dowden no dig bed. No sides, I don't think. We shall see. I'm going to dig all the way through here and then mulch it then with cardboard and then compost like I normally do. And then plant all my leeks that are in here. So that should be a job sometime this week as well. Now I've decided with this greenhouse, I'm probably not going to glaze it this year. I'll try and put as many panels on as I can, but I might just drop a tarp over it and just to keep the rain from going inside. But it's going to be a job. If I do it, it's probably not going to be planted out for summer. I've got the polytunnel and this is going to take a bit of work, I think. There's quite a few pieces missing, but we shall see. So I had a chat with the previous plot holder and she said there's some lovely raspberries that come through this brae patch here. And she also said that the conference pear is dreadful. So she says that they're just a nightmare. So we shall see what happens this year, and if it's not a very good tree, then perhaps I'll take it out, because these will need to be dug out anyway and repositioned into the orchard area that I'm going to have. The apples, she said, is lovely, so I'm looking forward to them. They're definitely too close to each other anyway, so yeah, there's plenty of plans ahead. So one of my next jobs is to plant this out. I'm going to dig holes into this membrane as well and use this area for pumpkins like I mentioned. Perhaps then I'll put the fruit cage on top as well, build that so that at least it's done. We shall see. There's just so much to do, And I'm running out of compost again. Look at these sugar snaps. There's just so many on there now. There's going to be another picking today. Now this bed is the wonder bed. There is not a slug attack on there at all. There's nothing at all on this bed, which I'm really pleased about. I'm going to pick some rocket and some lettuce as well today. And also here, I can see the sweet peas are starting to come. One thing I want to talk about is these. Now, I had a big hope for these. These were the Pink Panther onions. And for some reason, people said that they weren't going to bolt. And look, they bolted. There's quite a few of them that bolted. I had real high hopes for these, that I'd have some nice red onions from sets, but they bolted here. So yeah, never mind. In this bed now, I've planted in 3 red amaranth plants here. These should hopefully grow. And also I've also put a courgette plant here, my 3rd courgette plant. And also the baby boo pumpkins are out. And the Jack B little pumpkins are out as well. So yeah, they're out. I also took out the remaining lettuce that were bolting. I had quite a few lettuce out here, to be honest. Now these are the only slug attack I've had, and these were in the polytunnel. So they haven't damaged the centre, so they should be okay. We shall see what happens in the next couple of weeks, but I think all of these will recover and I should have some more lettuce. The duckweed is now taking over the pond, and the tadpoles, they actually like bathing on that little stone there. I don't want it to cover up and then they can't actually, you know, get to some sun. So I'm gonna have to net this off a bit now just to keep it at bay, because duckweed's a nightmare. But the good thing about duckweed is you put it on your compost heap and it's great nitrogen. So speaking of plants that are desperate for feed, this is a perfect example. Now these pongo beans, they're going a bit yellowy, lime green colour. Now it's probably because of all the rain that we had. It's washed all the nutrient out, so I'm going to give it a good feed now and then they should perk back up. But this bed, it won't be long before the baby potatoes, these Charlotte potatoes, be ready for harvest. I'm really looking forward to them. So it's day 3 and I am battling through the projects like no tomorrow. I've only got a few left on my list, which I'm absolutely shocked about that I've managed to tick off, well, nearly all of them now. But today, first thing I need to do is finish off the polytunnel on the other side. Take out all the cabbages. There's some beautiful cabbages there, spring cabbages. They're well in need of being taken out, chopped up, frozen. And then all the tomatoes can go in there then. I want to put another cucumber in and also put some chilies and peppers in as well. So marigolds as well. So the polytunnel today will definitely be finished. I also want to go over then and make another long no-dig bed on the new plot. Still haven't thought of a name. Plant out all the leeks. The sun hopefully will stay out. And I also want to get out the sprouts. There's quite a few things now that are just hanging on. They need to get out, and then hopefully that plot over there will be finally planted up like everything. So let's go. So the polytunnel's all planted up now. I'm absolutely thrilled. It's nice and clear. I've left the shelving here for now. Just got the odd couple of plants and stuff in it. and eventually then that'll be taken out. But for now, there's plenty more to do at the plot. So another no dig bed has been made. I've run out of bark for the last 6 foot there, but that's all right. I can do that another day. I might put a few slabs down just to hold the cardboard down, but I'll have to watch that slugs don't start living under there then and take it over the crops. But so far so good. This is 20 foot long by 3 foot wide. So I'm going to plant the leeks in here now, and I'm excited about that because I direct sowed them in the polytunnel like I do every year, and then once they become like pencil thickness, I'll push a hole into the cardboard now, into the soil with my big thick dibber, which used to be an old fork handle, and push them in about 6 to 8 inches, and then just drop the seedling into it, water it, and job done. Let's go. So here's the dibber that I was talking about. I've marked it about 6 inches on the dibber with a bit of Sharpie. So I've got that. And then in here then, they smell absolutely amazing. We've got the Bulgarian giant leeks. And then also in here then, the standard Musselburgh. So you can see the difference in size compared to these ones. These are more grass-like at the moment, but let's get them in. So they're all in, 24 the Bulgarian giants and 24 Musselburgh. Probably shouldn't have worn cream trousers today for these jobs. I will never learn. So all you need to do now is fill up each hole with water. And that's it. You just leave them now. And the soil that once you pour this water in, the soil will actually cover the roots. And that's it. Keep them watered through the summer and you'll have lovely leeks in the winter.
Searching for something that ain't lost. Have we got our lines crossed? We're wasting time on stuff that doesn't really matter.
So I haven't ticked off all my jobs today, but there's always another day. But I've ticked off a majority of them. I'm Danny, and this is Grow Up.